So this is the second video from the Office of Teaching and Learning that is positioned to help understand and interpret the essential employability skills maps that have been produced. So just wanted to start with a course outline. So this is a course from the Fitness and Recreation programs, and if we just scroll down to the section number 3, which is the Essential Employability Skills. So as we've indicated in the last video from the ministry website, we have 11 essential employability skills outcomes that are drafted at a program level, however, that we dissect, teach, and assess throughout our individual courses. So in this case, the instructor has indicated, it looks like 3 here, 1, 2, and 3 outcomes that they are teaching, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outcomes that they are assessing. So this is where we get into the nuance of, although they're taught and assessed inside of a course, there is meant to be a program level approach to the overall teaching and assessing of these things, especially how we map them and interpret these maps. So in this particular case, this is a 4th semester course. So they are teaching certain or reinforcing certain employability skills and also assessing them. So in this case, that an outcome has been assessed but is not necessarily being taught would rely on the fact that the program team is aware that this outcome has been taught previously inside of this course, or sorry, inside of this program, and that the faculty in this case are relying on that previous delivery of that outcome and are reinforcing it with assessment. So we'll talk more about interpreting these maps later on with an example of a map, but if this was semester 1, this may be problematic in that, you know, you could be assessing an outcome before it actually has been taught, which would not be a good thing. So in this case, we've identified taught and assessed, and just to remind folks that when they are indicated in this section, when it's taught, it automatically will take this outcome and it will populate it into section 9. So it'll be asking then for a prompt as to what piece of curriculum is being identified as contributing to this outcome. Also, if it's indicated that it's being assessed, it will populate in section 7, and it'll ask, okay, to what extent is it being assessed, and what is the relative contribution or the relative weighting of this outcome compared to the rest of the outcomes. So with that assessed, let's jump to section 7, and you'll see that there are, in this case, starting right here, it looks like, with the first outcome, there's been a weighting assigned, and that parts of these assessment strategies will include an assessment of this outcome. Similarly, respond to written, spoken, and visual messages. EES number 2 is going to be assessed inside of these 2 assessment strategies, and so on, so that there is a representative weighting of the outcomes, how it contributes to an overall 100% of the course. So if we carry on now down to section 9, you'll see that anything that was indicated as being taught in section 3 will be populated as we scroll down towards the bottom. For example here, interact with groups. So there has been some thought given to how to detail this out and contribute to the curriculum related to this. So we've produced here in the office some suggestions and examples of how to both teach and assess all 11 of these outcomes. So we will talk about that and highlight that in a video. So if you're struggling for ways how to incorporate the delivery of this inside of a learning activity or a curriculum, and how to incorporate it in terms of part of a rubric or an evaluation strategy, we can look to this guide for some examples. So just to summarize, we were extending from the published vocational standards, where there's an expectation that not only will specific vocational skills related to whatever program be delivered, but also all programs will deliver essential employability skills and have a gen ed requirement if applicable. So this is just reinforcing how that expectation has moved itself to the course documentation here at Loyalist College, where we are being asked to identify how we are teaching and assessing these employability skills. Again, although it's taught and assessed inside of a course, they're contributing these as more of a global program outcome, and that an individual faculty would teach and assess these in concert with the rest of the program faculty to make sure that these are leveled and taught and assessed in an appropriate order. So stay tuned for more videos that help give examples of how to teach and assess this and to interpret those maps.